Sada će nam naš kolega Dejan Levačić, znači kolega iz AdriatiCON-a koji je team lead našega tima za marketing i e-commerce, pokazati kako možete automatizacijom poboljšati prodajne marketinške rezultate.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Dejan Levačić. I come from AdriatiCON company, which you already get to know today in this event. Today we're going to talk about how you can automate your sales marketing funnel and align it to win more opportunities, and later this affects also the revenue, as we will see. First, before we begin, can you please raise hands, all the ones that are working in marketing department? Okay, a couple of them. Okay, and now please raise hands, all the ones that are working in sales department. Okay, quite similar. And all the ones that maybe are covering both and sales and marketing. Okay, another big group. Okay, and there are some that are maybe in HRM. Okay, yeah, so both these, let's say, departments, they have different responsibilities. And now, how can we align this? We'll just see. But first, which one? Should I? Yeah, zeleni. But okay, super. Just a short background. As I said, I work in marketing. I'm in a AdriatiCON company. I'm a marketing solution consultant. Also, we have a team in marketing consultants, and we're covering Salesforce marketing automation tool products, meaning marketing cloud and marketing cloud account engagement, which is a new name for Pardot, if you maybe know it, and all the products that are related to marketing cloud environment. This includes Interaction Studio, which is now marketing cloud personalization, marketing cloud intelligence, which is Datorama, loyalty, and CDP advertising, and so on. I have, let's say, maybe closer to 15 years of experience in marketing. I started in advertising agency, and then later moved to the client side into digital marketing field. I was also head of digital marketing in one of the main telco companies in Slovenia. And again, I moved to the more, let's say, agency side now today in AdriatiCON. I also have experience with B2C and B2B environments. I train karate, like for 30 years, which sounds a bit old. Also, I teach karate little kids, so I'm quite busy also after my work. Okay, this was a short introduction, and now move to the important things that we'll discuss today. Okay, obviously have to. You see, we will talk about how maybe marketing people understand some things, maybe metrics, and how salespeople and also how technicians understand the green button, because there are two green buttons. One is with the green splash, and one is maybe a bit more green. Yeah, I agree. So now we are aligned. Probably this will now work better. Okay, so why is it necessary to automate marketing and sales? First, let's look at the formula of the revenue. So which factors actually contributed to the revenue growth, so the revenue. On one side, we have win rate, so meaning win rate of opportunities. If you have opportunities in a pipeline, how many opportunities we actually end up with the won status. We have a deal size, so the deal of the won opportunities, and this is multiplied, of course, with the number of opportunities that are coming into the sales pipeline. Now, question for you, which department is responsible for win rate? What do you think? Who is for marketing? Okay, who is for sales? A bit more, okay. Yeah, usually in a company, win rate is something that is connected with the, let's say, but the one who said marketing, this is, maybe you are already aligned with sales, so this is also good, but usually with the win rate is responsibility of the sales people, so they are focused really on the opportunity and how to win as many of them. Also, their salary is a bit dependent on this. And the deal size, who do you think is responsible for this? Sales? Yeah, correct. What about the number of opportunities? more marketing, yes. So marketing is the one that actually tries to bring as many new opportunities in the sales pipeline, like with, I don't know, with new leads generation, like this event is also some kind of an event that is going to be a source for maybe new leads and so on. So marketing is responsible for this, yeah. It's not a problem, just. Okay, so we said win rate and deal size is owned by sales, and opportunity is owned by marketing. Okay, so usually in sales, we have salespeople that are really oriented on opportunities. They're oriented to be as productive as possible. They have usually a 360 customer view, however you call it. So they have some data on customers. Usually they're lacking some data from marketing, but they are orienting on this. They are producing some quotes. They're doing forecastings, everything to make the sales pipeline as efficient as possible. On the other side, we have marketing, which is more oriented to journeys, to customer journeys, which might be also automated if there is some tool maybe there available. They are more oriented to conversion rates, and we're meaning like how many leads are coming, what are the engagement rates and so on, click rates and so on. Also marketing ROI, which is a bit hard to measure if you're not really connected with the sales, so you have to get some feedback from the sales. How was this opportunity, was it won or lost and so on, so that you can attach the revenue from the opportunity that's won to the campaign that was a part of the marketing process. And they can do some nurturing campaigns, they can do some lead scoring, which we'll talk about a bit later. Okay, so what is the challenge here? As we will see, there are some misalignments here between marketing and sales. The challenge is how to actually create an environment where these two departments can communicate to each other, that are aligned, so they have the same goals and so on. So the whole process, sales marketing funnel, is way more efficient. Okay, we will go into depth right now. So misalignment, what are actually some reasons? There is lack of accurate and shared data throughout the entire pipeline. What does this mean? So sales is using some tool, for instance, marketing some tools, and if this information coming from marketing that they're using is not connected or aligned with sales, there might be some missed actions or some false actions then later. For instance, let's say that sales, during some in-depth conversation with prospects or potential client, discovers that this client actually doesn't really need some product that marketing in one step before was communicating to them via email or some other channel. And this is something that marketing team should really know. Okay, so that in the later, maybe some email campaign or something, this lead will not be communicated with this content, okay? And vice versa, if marketing team finds out that some pages on web page, let's say, are more visited, are really relevant at this point, this is something a salesperson might want to know. Also, what marketers can see is which pages are actually, which prospect actually did visit, or which pages the prospect that we're looking at visited from the day before. And this might be relevant, this is relevant for the salesperson who is going to talk tomorrow with this prospect. And if the prospect looked at some services, he might offer some discounts or maybe just mention them in the deal. Okay, so marketing and sales strategies are not aligned with each other. This is a bit connected. So we first need to actually decide what is the MQL. Okay, what is MQL? Do you know what MQL is? Marketing qualified lead. And SQL is sales qualified lead. These are two terms we will show a bit further how they are connected. And the MQL stage of lead is actually when the marketers say, okay, now Dejan is a prospect. We did send him he did submit a form, he came to the marketing funnel, we did send him some emails, and at one point, marketers said, okay, now he's ready, and we are ready to pass Dejan to sales team, and they will continue to communicate with him and maybe finish the deal. And this marketing qualified lead at this point, when this happens, is usually not aligned with each other. So this is very important that this is aligned. And also all the lead nurturing strategies, meaning how the process of when you are not sending Dan to marketing yet, because maybe he's not ready to be sent to the sales process. Maybe he is not even in the stage that he's considering the final purchase of your service. Then there is a nurturing, and this stage also needs to be aligned with sales. Okay, and what are then maybe some other metrics that you need to measure and say, okay, at this point now he's ready. Let's move it. Okay, so that also salespeople are more calm, that they will get better quality leads. Measured by different metrics. We were all discussing this. There is a saying, you cannot buy beer with MQL. So MQL is actually not the final quality lead. It's just something that marketing said, okay, now do it. But maybe sales agent discovers that this is really not relevant lead, and he's not actually an SQL, which is sales qualified lead. Not clear roles. So usually you don't have, there might be some not so, looking a word, so not defined roles regarding who is responsible at what stage of the lead to do what. For instance, if there is a point that marketer will send marketing qualified lead to sales, who is the person that will actually deal with this marketing qualified leads? Is this some person? Are there some rules behind the scenes that will allocate automatically these leads to sales reps? Are there maybe some queue waiting there, and sales reps will fetch these leads and so on? And on the other side, who is responsible for the leads that are actually already in the sales funnel? So sales agent is already communicating with them, but at some point this lead decides that he will not finish the opportunities will not be finished because he is like moving away. And what do we do with such lead? So who is responsible for such lead? What should salesperson do? What is the main, also reason that the technology is not supporting this alignment? So basically, as I already said on the first point, marketing is using some tools and sales is using some tools, and these tools are not connected to each other. Or if they are, there are some difficult, complex integrations, or maybe they're just like manual export and import of Excel files, which is like a normal practice today, but it is really an opportunity to improve that with using the correct technology, with correct tool. Okay, so let's look a bit now. Sales funnels, we said, okay, sales rep is want to be as productive as possible, efficient. He has 360 customer view. He might use some process automation in this sales tool that he uses. Also, he relates to some analytics. And on the others, sorry, I can go back. Okay, this is the red button. It's only one, so it's easier. What is the output of the sales funnel is one deal, okay? And on the other side, no, not the red button, no, the green. On the other side, marketing funnel, sources that are coming in the funnel are different. It might be web pages, events, some referrals, some social media, advertising, pay-per-click, SEO optimization, organic search. And the goal of marketing funnel, the marketers are like to grow this funnel, to make it bigger, and to send a lot of leads there. And the final output of marketing funnel is MQL, as we said. So marketing qualified leads. Okay, and what happens in reality? So from experience and actually researchers showed that less than 20% of marketing qualified leads actually end up in sales qualified leads. So what happens here in between? Because this MQL criteria is not aligned, usually marketers are sending just leads that are ending up in, we say, leads graveyard. So this is the down path here. So more than 80% ends in the graveyard. They're completely lost. And there is a great potential how we can actually leverage these leads and use them maybe in some re-engagement campaigns or nurturing campaigns and so on. We will look at this now. Okay, so first what we need to do is try to align the strategies. Lead generation, what is lead generation strategy? So how the coming of leads will go, so the process. What will happen when somebody submits a form? Will he immediately or she immediately comes to the salesperson? In some cases, it might. He might or she might. Because it's such a, I don't know, maybe it's a form submission for a demo presentation. In such case, it's good to have this prospect immediately in the sales funnel and the sales person prepares the presentation. This is really like final action almost, okay? And in other cases, it is not. So we have to define what are these lead generation strategies, processes. Lead nurturing, the ones that are not yet ready for the being sent to sales, marketers should nurture, okay? Send some additional content and watch what is happening, monitor. And what can happen? This prospect that maybe at some point showed some interest in you, so he or she submitted some form, this was this interest, maybe he's not interested in you anymore, and he just leaves. Okay, that's okay. But he or she might also be engaged with additional content, and this shows some additional interest, and on this you can put some scores, okay, and you can score those prospects, and at some point that you see relevant, and this also is good to have to be aligned with sales. What is this point of scores? At some point, this can be automatically sent to sales without doing anything, because you're already aligned at this score. When somebody is really interested in you, this is a good potential that it's a quality lead. On the other hand, we don't have just scoring, we also have grading. And what is grading different from scoring? So if scoring shows how much is a prospect interested in you with his activity, so he may visit some pages on your web page, he may download some forms, he may register for the event, he may come to the event, he may apply for some giveaway contest, for instance, this gecko, little cute gecko that we are having here also, or maybe register for some webinars and so on. And these are all actions that he or she prospect does. But on the other side, the grading means that we as a company are saying, okay, this prospect has, let's say, a type that the industry that's coming from, his company is coming from, is like, I don't know, telco industry or banking industry. And we know that we have a solution for banking industry, and we would prefer such prospect more than somebody that comes from, I don't know, retail or whatever, okay? And we can grade such prospect. So we have two levels, so it's two perspectives, so scoring and grading, and in the combination of this can then lead to say, okay, at this point, this is a good lead prospect. Let's send him to the sales. And by doing this, we actually create a quality marketing lead. Okay, so closely connected marketing and sales process and unified KPIs. So it is good that you have some, I don't know, weekly meetings, maybe daily, or some Slack channels organized, that you communicate what is happening on the sales side, on the marketing side, because then you are on the same page. You are communicating the same messages. Maybe marketing is not aware that Pardot is not Pardot anymore, it's marketing cloud account engagement. And sales is aware of that. And this might bring some confusion into the whole process, and vice versa. Also, unified KPIs, we said, okay, maybe it's not good that the KPI for marketing team is MQL. Okay, maybe it's better that also marketing team should be at some point also responsible for SQLs. And SQL might be a better, let's say, KPI for this. Because SQL is the one that salespeople say, okay, marketing really brought us the good quality leads, and now we are calling them and checking if they have budget. They have budget because they're really interested in us. They're also in the great industry. They're coming from banking or telco, which is also great, so we have a perfect product for them, okay? Source to deal tracking, so ROI optimization, means that how we can actually track ROI and calculate ROI in the end, which is like really great to have this option. Usually we don't have it. Is that we can track really this process from the source to the end one opportunity. What this means source, from when did prospect come, at what point did he convert from some anonymous visitor on our web page and come to our, let's say, marketing system as a prospect. And then come from prospect to MQL, from MQL to SQL, from SQL to opportunity. And we can bring the, let's say, revenue of the opportunity, so the deal that was done. We can connect this to the campaign or the more campaigns that were actually affecting the final result. And then we can calculate ROI for each campaign. So by working together, by aligning these two teams, we can actually move these leads from graveyard to the field of new opportunities. As I said, there is a large potential there. And one of the most important things is that we have a technology that actually supports this. This is a key tool for actually effective sales and also aligning with marketing. Okay. Yes, this should not happen, but it did. What is Marketing Cloud Account Engagement? If I would use the old name Pardot, it would be better. So have you heard of the Pardot? Maybe raise hands if somebody heard of it. Okay, what about Marketing Cloud Account Engagement? It should be, okay, some. Okay, so Marketing Cloud Account Engagement is one of the marketing automation tools of Salesforce. It is a bit more maybe positioned as a B2B automation tool, but you can also use it as a B2C if there are some, let's say, cycles that are longer. Let's say, for instance, selling cars. It's a bit longer cycle. And you can also actually apply because it has a lot of good out-of-the-box solutions already built in. So what we can do actually, just a short maybe go through, you can really easy prepare some forms and generate new leads, and you can automate the whole process. Then what happens, somebody submits a form. You can create personalized emails, personalized also landing pages with Pardot. You can, by automating the process, you can actually accelerating all the pipeline, as we were talking now. And in the end, there is also an option to calculate marketing ROI. So you can actually see which campaigns had a positive or some percentage ROI and which didn't. And now we will show a bit of how this process of alignment can work with a demo. Not yet, please. Okay, I still have some slides just to set up the demo case. So let's say we have a company, CloudSoft, and this is a cloud-based software company. They have some cloud-based software solutions they're selling for marketers. Maybe also sales, maybe also HRM. The similarities with AdriatiCON are just coincidental. So and let's say that we have a sales goal to increase number of new customers and and won opportunities, and marketing goal to generating, I don't know, X number of new MQLs. And align goal would be to increase in revenue by some percentage and also to have a positive ROI on our campaigns. So there are, as I already show you, what are the possible, let's say, sources of lead generation. We can have web page, events, and so on. We are going, for this case, use, let's say, we have an event. Because also event is one of the, let's say, most desired also and most sources for generating new leads. As you can see here, there's a couple of statements here and some percentages. And our demo use case would be divided into 3 stages. So let's think like a marketer would think. So what can we do now? We have an event, and how can we leverage this event to gain some new opportunities and quality leads? So we have a first stage before the event. We will set some hype around the event. We will gather some registrations and so on. And then we have the phase on the event, what is happening. We can do some things here also. And then after the event, what we will do, okay? And to make it even a bit more deeper here. So before the event, we are actually, what we're doing, we are promoting our event, of course, on some social media, maybe LinkedIn, maybe even Facebook. It now depends on the industry you're in. And we're doing some advertising. We are also sending to our current contact lists and prospect this event invitation and so on. And then we are building a web page, landing page with a form, and we're setting all these rules, what happens if somebody submits a form. We have on this, then when somebody submits, we have an engagement program like a journey. So first we send first email, and then we are watching, and then send second, and so on, a couple of emails. And this is for the first part. What can we do on the event? On the event, we can actually create some giveaway contest. Let's say we give away some geckos. We do like to do this. Or maybe there is also an option that somebody will also register for a demo. Okay, they will say, okay, we would like to see. And this is some different action than just apply for the giveaway. Okay, it's a bit more concrete action, which requires a different process later. And after the event, of course, we will try to not immediately send all the attendees that also showed up here to the salespeople, and they will start calling them and be like, oh, so much calling, but no effect. We will try to nurture them, and we will set some scoring model, and then watch out, monitor this, and automate whole the process. And later, we will show how the sales activities can go when somebody comes from marketing to sales and what happens then, okay? Now, I believe we can switch to. Okay, so let's say that we have, this is really not real case, but it has real dates. So we have a landing page. We did prepare some advertising, and all the advertising have a link, and they're leading to this landing page. We will now submit somebody. Let's say I see Barbara here, so I will just. Company is AdriatiCON. Let's say test account. And email, I will put mine because I will not receive anything because this is a demo account. And I will say plus, okay, I just use the trick for Gmail accounts. So, okay, one question for marketers maybe. Is this a good GDPR use case? No, it's not. But for the demo, it's okay. Our Vesna would maybe hunt me down now if I would use this like this. You have to have a clear checkbox, and somebody should opt in with an action to opt in, okay? But okay, we did not complicate here. Okay, I click register. Okay, now registration is confirmed, and what happened actually behind the scenes? Now I will go here. Okay. No, I'm not here. I'm actually here. Yeah. So what happened here? Matea, this is you. I just tested yesterday. Don't be alarmed. Yeah. What happened in this now? I'm in a Pardot environment, and actually, you can see that I have sorted the prospect coming in the showing here are from last activity, and this is like today. And Barbara Podlogar has submitted some form. The timing is not correct because the test environment has a different time zone, but never mind that. And we can see there are some data here, okay? We can see a score, we can see a grade, which is empty at this point. And if I click on the Barbara, I see a bit more information on her. So I see all the fields that she actually filled during the form submission. I can see some scoring, and I can also adjust that already. So when I can go to the profile, I can already edit these fields and so on. But what is also important, I can also see the activity of Barbara. So what she was doing, and I can see that she visited some 3 pages and email so this is a cookie-based, and obviously he did track me now, and he's currently showing me some also checked what I did before, because I was testing before the presentation. The email was sent to Barbara. This is automation we will show. And she did submit a landing page and so on. So there are some activity events that are already marketers can see in the tool that he is using. And let's look at what happened with the engagement. Prijava dogodek. Okay, so this is the one. So after Barbara submitted a form, there were 2 completion actions added to the form. First was that the Pardot sent autoresponder email to her with, thank you for submission, these are some additional information. And the second one was she was added to some list, and this list is an input for this engagement program. I will make it a bit larger so that you, okay? So, maybe even though, so engagement program is a scenario you set in advance, okay? And Barbara now started this journey, okay? So she immediately received the autoresponder email. This was something set on the form. And then what we did, because Barbara registered to the event, we first checked if Barbara is already a contact in our sales tool, which is Sales Cloud. Okay, so now this is the first connection, the first point that we are actually aligning sales and marketing. We are checking if she is a contact or a lead, maybe also already in the sales funnel. And if she is, what we will do, we will actually notify the assigned sales representative that has this lead, okay, that is covering Barbara. So this representative might say, okay, Barbara is coming, okay, I have to come too, because this is an opportunity for me maybe to talk to her and so on, okay? And then this is just one decision, and now we are already joined together, and then we send first email, so we are doing some hype and so on, first email, second email, and what we're doing at the same time, we are checking if somebody did click on the content that we actually provided in the email. Why are we doing this? Because by this, we actually do track some activities, how the prospects are actually interested in us, in our content, in our services. And as you can see, we added some scores here. And again, with second email, we did a bit of more complex decision, checking also email opens and clicks, and adjusting more scores, and so on till the end. So by the end of this journey, so before the event actually happens, we set some emails, and we actually gain some information who is more relevant prospect than the other, okay? And the second part is I will just jump to is the event. We said, okay, on the event, we can have additional, let's say, giveaway contest. There is our sales representative or hostesses and so on that can have a tablet, and they say, okay, if you apply for the sales contest, you can gain a gecko for free, okay? Because it's cute, it's nice, and people do apply. And they can just immediately put some additional information. Why are we doing this contest form and contest giveaway? Because we want to know a bit more about our prospects. Maybe on this first registration form, we didn't put, I don't know, which industry are you in, or how many employees do you have. Why? Because we wanted them to register as quick as possible without any, let's say, too much fields, because this can be frustrating and blocker for them. So now we are gathering more information, okay? What also we could do is, if somebody would return on the page for registering to the event, we might show him some different fields there. So this is like a progressive profiling, because we already know that he sent us some information. Now we want to know a bit more, and we can show them. This is another tactic that we can use, but in this case, we said, okay, let's have it a giveaway contest. And somebody said, okay, I will apply, put inside a form on this tablet, and again, we have automation there that can actually route and have a different scenario for this. Maybe they just put in on some list, and we can maybe communicate with these lists on some, or just put some additional scores to this that applied. But as we said, we might have a case when somebody asks, let's say Barbara, for instance, can we have a demo? Can we register for a demo, schedule a demo? Say, okay, yes. And again, we can apply it on the third form. And this third form is actually what it does. It will immediately send this prospect to the sales team, okay? And also, at the same time, we will remove this prospect, from the potential nurturing list, which will be later on. Why? Because we don't want to nurture him. He's already nurtured. He's already at this step that he is ready for the sales, okay? And this some automation, some tactics that we can actually do on the spot, on the event. Okay. And after the event, what happens? So we have a lot of registered for the event, a little less who attended the event. There are some who did apply for the contest, and there are some who did apply for the schedule for a demo. So this with the demo, we already said they are sent to the sales team. And what about the others? What do we do with them? We said, okay, now let's do some nurturing, okay? Let's try to convince them that our services are good, and maybe at some point they will come into the sales pipeline. Okay, so we have a different engagement program. Maybe I have it here. Complex rule, 2 conditions. Lead nurturing, simple, okay. Now, this lead nurturing campaign depends on your strategy and your needs. It can be a simple one like this one. So again, we are sending some emails. We are monitoring what happens. We're checking if that email was opened. Was there some file maybe downloaded and so on? Or these engagement programs can be also a bit more complex, like this one, with a lot of decisions and a lot of different actions and so on. I don't want to go into detail because we don't have so much time. And what else can we do? Because now we are just sending and we are building some scoring. What can we do? We said, okay, we can automate this so that behind the scenes, we have some rule. When somebody reaches some limit of scores and gains some, let's say, a grade, which is, I don't know, grades are like kako se kaže na ocene v šoli? Grades, yeah, grades, obviously. Like, so some things are really trivial in life. But this, I want to say that they are not like grades in our school system, but in the American school system. So A plus, A minus, B plus, and so on. So A plus means that this is like the 100% aligned with our needs, and we want this prospect. Okay, just for a clarification. And okay, I will just now go to automation rules. I will just show you quickly how we can set this up. Automation rules are rules that are actually always doing something and trying to see if there's somebody that actually fits into the criteria that you set. Okay, we add an automation rule, like add automation rule. We say, okay, this is a test automation rule, test site something, and we say, okay, rules. Who do we want to actually add new rule? And we say we want that prospect score is greater than, let's say, I don't know, 200, let's say, okay? And we say also that prospect grade should be, add new rule. Yeah. Prospect grade is greater than, not A plus, because this is really not a, but let's say maybe B minus or something. And we say action, add an action. And we say, okay, assign this prospect to a specific user, which is a sales representative in Sales Cloud, or maybe to a queue, and then sales people will fetch them from the queue in Sales Cloud, or maybe there is some assignment rule in Sales Cloud. So we have a couple of options here, but let's say, no, not to the queue, to the user, and the user will be me, because I'm a salesperson in this case. And I will create it. And this automation will run in the background, so you don't need anything to do with it. And those leads that are in the nurturing campaign that will fit this criteria will automatically come to sales department. And how does this look like? Okay. Let's say we have Barbara now, and yeah, Barbara is now not connected. If she would be connected to already put into the sales, she would have here between the stars and LinkedIn icon blue cloud. Okay, and now she's not. But I will connect her, assign to user, and I will say me, and let's say, okay, assign prospect. I can do this manually. So in this case, I did manually because I did not want to go through all the engagement processes. And now she has a blue cloud, and I can click on this blue cloud, and I will jump into the sales cloud. What happened? Barbara actually became a lead in Sales Cloud. So in Pardot, she was a prospect, and then now she became a lead. And when salesperson see this record of Barbara, she has some additional, let's say, information here, some fields, some attributes. What he or she also sees is some engagement history, which is fetched from Pardot. So she can actually see, okay, Barbara visited some page. I can see which page she visited. So this will load. These pages, okay. I now can get some insight. What is she actually looking? What she might look yesterday, searching on the web page, and I can offer her really easily this maybe some good solution on this. I can see that she was part of email campaign and so on and so on. I can also see that she applied for this giveaway contest, and I might ask her like, I don't know this, but did you apply for the? She said, yeah. What did you win? Oh, nothing. Okay, I can give you something. I can send you maybe a gecko just for free because you are a good client and so on. So all this, and sales representatives have a path in this lead process. So there are some stages. So first, there's not contacted, and then he needs to contact them and so on. This path can be completely customized, related to your needs. And when he converts Barbara, now the magic should happen. Maybe I should click this. Yeah. So when a sales rep converts the lead, what happens? Three new records are created. First, account is made, which is like a company. Second, a contact is made, so not a lead anymore. Barbara is now a contact in Salesforce. And third, opportunity is created. So this new potential business deal is created. Okay, and we can set this. Okay, what is this? We can name this all, and let's say, okay, this is opportunity of AdriatiCON. Okay, and I can convert. And when she converts, she becomes a contact, opportunity, account, and so on. Okay, I can now immediately go to Barbara as a contact. So on this menu, you see I'm not on the lead anymore, I'm on the contact. So Barbara is now a contact. Engagement history is a bit delaying here. It will appear in a couple of minutes, but I will see the same as I saw in the lead stage. And now, of course, also the opportunity happened. So related, I have one opportunity, AdriatiCON, and with the opportunity, I also have some path here that I follow. And when I close the opportunity, I say, okay, is it closed won? Is it a closed lost? In this case, let's say it's a closed won. I also define the revenue of this opportunity. I also define which campaigns did affect this opportunity. And by closing this, I can return back the data of the revenue to Pardot, and the ROI in the end can be calculated. Maybe just to show. There's some life cycle, yeah. Okay, maybe first to show you, there can be a life cycle view of all your prospects and so visitors, prospects, marketing qualified leads, sales qualified leads, and won deals. You can see what is the actual percent. This is a demo account, and also I would say that from, let's say, like this, and I will say go. Okay, so there's a bit more data. I can see how this pipeline looks like, what is the velocity, how many days are there, and so on and so on. Another report I want to show is campaign report. So there are also some insights that you can get from Pardo, from this, let's say, inbuilt Pardo reports. And here you can see the Cloudsoft campaigns. I would just eliminate it to just show this one. We can see that how many visitors there were, how many prospects, how many assigned prospects. So these are marketing qualified leads. And some metrics here, some opportunities that are related to this, and how many revenue did we get, and a lot, of course, because this is a test account, ROI is really huge. But all these are inbuilt reports. In addition to this, you can also have a much more customizable reports in Salesforce, but not just default Salesforce. There is also a B2B marketing analytics, which is part of the Tableau CRM, which is BI, let's say, tool inside Salesforce, where you can actually combine all the data from Pardo, so like engagement data, campaign data, prospect data, and so on, emails data, with the sales data that you have in Salesforce. And with this, you can really, really build a lot of really good dashboards, which are clickable, and you can go in depth on that. But we don't have time for this today. I'm already past my time limit, but I started a bit later, so I apologize for that. Does anyone have some questions maybe at this point? No? Yeah.
Budući da nema nikakvih pitanja sad, pozivam, prvo dajte jedan veliki pljesak, bila je sjajna demonstracija. Dejan će vrlo rado odgovoriti na sva pitanja, može i na hrvatskom u pauzi. Isto tako, ako nekoga zanima ova tema, mi ćemo vrlo rado napraviti prezentaciju samo za vas.